All right, today we are going to be baking salmon, and we are going to use the seasoning from Rub with Love. They have seasoning that is specifically for salmon or for seafood, and today we're going to be using the one that is for seafood. The key is to make sure that you have a thick cut of salmon. I typically get the Atlantic salmon that is about 2 inch each here, and making sure that it's totally dry, to touch. And you can bake this in a baking tray, or you can bake this in a, just like what I'm doing here. This is a super simple recipe. First off is the skin first. I'm going to just drizzle some olive oil on it. And making sure that it's well soaked, we are not going to eat any of the juice that come out from here, but this really helps to keep the fish moist for the dish. And once that is done, it's as easy as putting the seasoning on it. And I usually put the seasoning before I put more olive oil on this part of the salmon, right? So you can do as much as you feel comfortable with, but I probably put about 2 spoons of it, and I try to make sure that every part of this is well seasoned. And I used to do this with just an entire piece of salmon instead of having them fillet, but it really doesn't matter, because the main difference it makes is just how long you bake the salmon, right? So if you have it all in one piece, you might have to bake it a little bit longer, but if you do not, then you just have to save a couple of minutes of baking there. And you just make sure that everything is covered with the seasoning. And it is at this time that I will drizzle a little bit more olive oil on it. I don't do it beforehand. And even after I drizzle the olive oil, I'm just feeling that it might need a little bit more, just based on the color. And there you go. All right. So just want to, and I usually tap them, and I will just put a couple more drizzle of olive oil over it. And at this point, all I do is to tap. I just tap, and to make sure that, the olive oil is well spread across all the fish, all the salmon, and that's it for the marinade. So the key at this point is leave this in room temperature for at least an hour before you bake it. All right, so with this thickness that we're talking about, I would likely do about a 410 Fahrenheit for 20 or 22 minutes. I'm going to start with 20 minutes. And when that is done, I might just leave it in the oven for another 2-3 minutes for it to, self-cook internally. And we are going to have a really juicy piece of salmon for dinner. Okay, the salmon has been out at room temperature for about 75 minutes. So you can see that it is well soaked, and the moisture is all soaked into the salmon. And we are ready to bake this. And I will set the temperature to 410 Fahrenheit, preheat the oven, and this is ready to go. The salmon is currently being cooked, as you can see, because of the olive oil is sizzling in there, and the house smells great and can't wait to eat it. So here you go. Enjoy the recipe. Have a great salmon dinner.